Hi, I'm Amy, and this is A Star Reads, and it's time for day 9 and 10 of the 12 Days of Christmas Carol Advent Calendar Challenge. I combined the last two because, as you'll have seen, number 9 was an activity, and it was to do something you plan to do before 2022 ends. So 2022 has ended, but I'm still gonna do something that I planned to do last year. And I haven't decided exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna think about this, but probably what I'll end up doing is my very final video for my picture book challenge, because I did a picture book challenge in the beginning of last year and I never finished the final video, like the final ranking video, but I filmed it. Like, I filmed everything. I just never pulled it out, edited it, put it up. So I might do that because it's pretty much just there to do, you know, it wouldn't be that bad. And it would offer some closure to that particular series, which I did, and I just didn't finish the final video. So I'm probably gonna end up doing that. It's not very exciting, I imagine, but it is something I did intend to do in 2022. And what we can focus then on in this particular video more so, I mean, I'll definitely show you a little bit of footage of me editing. Aside from that, I can work on day 10, which is to read The Marvelers by Dhonielle Clayton, which is this middle grade book about a young girl who goes to magic school, and she has a brand of magic, a particular type of magic that is actually looked down upon by magicians. It's seen as dangerous. It's not seen as being a magic that people want to have. She's going to learn how to harness her magic, or whatever they end up doing, and people are gonna have to learn how to accept her. I'm looking forward to seeing what I think about this as a middle grade, because I definitely ordered I'll Create Junior so that I could create a larger collection for my library, for my classroom. I want to have as many books as possible, and I don't necessarily need to spend full price or have these really expensive books, but it is nice to have some newer books in my library. So of course I'm getting a lot of books that are less expensive, that are just gonna be more options for my students, but I also want to have some fun new books that are fairly recently released. I want to read them first, because it's no fun for me to give recommendations to my students if I don't know what I'm recommending them. So as far as today goes, it's Tuesday. I have an orientation today at 4:30. Come Thursday, we're all back in school and we are gonna go get lunch and celebrate each other before it starts. I also need to do my day 2 yoga with Adrian, because I'm doing the 30-day journey. And I think that's it today. I mean, I have so many things I need to do, want to do, but I also want to get this challenge accomplished. I want to do as much as I possibly can before Thursday. So hopefully this won't take me too long to read, because it is a middle grade and I can just speed right through it. Okay, so I got back, had an amazing time with my friends. It was so good to spend a little bit of time with them, and we could commiserate with each other before we start school this week. And then I came home and took Cece out and finished my section on Anna Karenina. I'm trying to do 20 pages a day and messaging back and forth with Kim. And I'm gonna work on my other book, Reflection, that I'm trying to read sections of each day before my meeting starts. My orientation starts in 45 minutes. So then I'm gonna have my orientation, so that's it. And then after that, I don't know, feeling kind of lazy today, so I may not do too much. really like this first little message from Dhonielle Clayton. She's always been chasing magic and wanting magic. She said she always wanted a place that was way more interesting than my school building. I wanted to go to magic school, an institute where you could master brewing Indian spice elixirs, practice the art of Caribbean steel drum hypnosis, care for Chinese dragons, or practice bartering with pesky Irish pixies. A place where all people from around the world could come together and share what's marvelous about their cultures and their magical traditions. I do hope that I can actually bring this to my classroom. Maybe not the magic specifically, but like the cultures and magical traditions, just the things that make everybody unique and hopefully make school feel like a magic school. That's my goal. That's gonna be my goal. Okay, so I've just started reading The Marvelers, and it's set in at least the beginning is set in New Orleans, and this family comes from New Orleans. So now all of a sudden I want to go back to New Orleans. I don't know what her dad's history is, but the women are all conjurers, and it's a different kind of magic from Marvelers. They have Twilight in their core, and they do a lot of work with the underworld. They cross spells, and they can work with the underworld or something like that. Marvelers have a bright white light, and they live up in the clouds. There's like Marveler cities and stuff like that. Elle is the first conjurer that's ever been invited to go and study at this school, the Arcanum Training Institute for Marvelers and Uncanny Endeavors. Ella's aunt actually went up to the Marveler city at one point, and she got lost, and they've never been able to find her. So there have been quite a few conjurers who have gone up to the Marveler cities. Not quite a few, because they don't go there very often, but when they've gone up there, there have been quite a few that have disappeared. So where have those conjurers gone? And why is it dangerous for them to go to the Marveler cities? Usually conjurers are not invited to go to the school, and who knows why she's the first that they've decided to include. She's very excited. She can't wait to leave home. She's like, oh, I can't wait to go. I can't wait to do something new. She wants to be a Marveler. She's so fascinated by Marvel magic. Of course, she's got her family pride, and she really wants to... Her mom and her grandma want her to maintain her conjurer status. I don't know if that changes if she becomes a Marveler. We'll find out. She's just so excited for this big adventure, and her dad's excited too. Going to a Marveler school brings pride on the family or something like that. But these conjurers don't actually have a lot of contact with Marvelers, at least within their personal, like their personal lives. So we'll see how this rift between the two types of magic is going to work, and why now all of a sudden they're inviting Ella to join the school. And that's where I'm at so far. But yeah, all of a sudden I'm getting like, New Orleans. I want to go to New Orleans. It's a magical city. Like, it's a really magical city, that New Orleans. And I've only been there twice. I feel like I could go many times to see everything that I want to see. And it has a very special feeling, that city does. So if you've never been to New Orleans and you want to go to a city that's just unique, and it has so much culture, go to New Orleans. Okay, so I just figured out what happened. Ella wasn't the only conjurer who was invited to be enrolled into the institute. What happened was her father, who's a politician, fought against the ban on conjurers being at the institute because it was against the Marvellian constitution, apparently, and he won. And so now the institute has to invite conjurers to come to the school, and Ella's the only one who's accepted. And of course, that's because her father made this come true, and I'm sure that it has a lot to do with distrust and fear. And from the sound of it, this definitely harkens back to in the US when segregation was ended and Black children started going to these all-white schools, and there were angry mobs, and it sounds like from this news article that there's going to be an angry mob waiting there to scream at poor Ella. And I imagine that's going to be horrifying and really sad, because she's so excited. She's just so excited. She's just like, this is the best thing that could ever happen. And what is she going to be greeted with? She's going to be greeted with these horrible people. I'm hoping she just stays resilient, powers through, and changes everybody's mind, because they're all wrong. So, okay. Just wanted to give a little update since I figured out why she's the only one and why there's no other conjurers going. Okay, so I am getting ready to lay down and read a little bit more before I go to sleep. I am 50 pages into The Marvelers, and I wanted to talk a little bit about our main character, Ella. Her personality is a breath of fresh air. And the reason I say that is because I think when it comes to a lot of these magical school setting books, which there are a lot of them, and you have your main character who is the odd person out in a sense. They're not odd. I just mean like they're the one that's set apart from everybody else for whatever reason, which is the case for our character here. They often are like really shy, or they're kind of down on themselves. They're not very confident, especially in the beginning. I feel like there's a very stereotypical personality that those main characters have.
in this type of book. And it's kind of nice to see a character who's really confident. She's positive. She is, I don't know, it's different. It's not like I don't like those other types of characters. I just feel like they're overused. And I think the reality is that people have very different personalities. You're not just going to have that one situation where all the kids have the same personality. Like, it's just, that's not realistic. And I feel like a lot of those kind of stories, these magical school stories, have that main character that has a very similar type of personality. I could be wrong. Maybe I haven't read enough to really be able to say that for certainty. But what I like about this main character is she's different. She's unique. She is very positive. She's very bubbly. She's so sweet. You know, she gets embarrassed and stuff like that. She doesn't dwell on it that much, you know, at least not yet. I'm still pretty early on. I just am really enjoying her personality a lot. And I just feel like it's a little different than I find in other books of this type. And so I just kind of wanted to point that out because I'm enjoying her. She's so cute and sweet and fun.
Good morning! It's January 4th. What is today? Wednesday. And, wow, I only have today and tomorrow to finish The Marvelers. So last night I got to page 94, so I'm right there. This is like a 400-page middle grade. It's definitely an upper level middle grade as far as the writing goes, and it doesn't read as fast as you'd think a middle grade would read. I'm enjoying it a lot, though. I'm really having a good time with this so far. Enjoying learning about this new world, this Marveler Institute that this young girl is going to, and seeing where that's taking us. I'll keep reading this today. I'm really going to try and get it done by tomorrow, by the end of this particular challenge. And that's that. So yeah, enjoying it. My brain is, whew. So I just finished doing a homework assignment. I wasn't going to start any homework until Friday after this challenge was over, but I listened to a podcast for one of my classes. So that's perfect. And we went to the gym this morning, and then I did my yoga. I was getting really nauseous during yoga today because we were doing some inversions, and after going to the gym and then doing yoga, for some reason part of yoga I was just breathing and trying to not be nauseous. But it was good. I still showed up. I still did it. I'm feeling very good about that. And then what else is going on today? Oh, I have to go give plasma. I'm gonna finally start getting back into my plasma donations. So I'm planning on doing that today. So I'm drinking my water. And what else am I doing? That's pretty much it, you know? I'm just trying to get this challenge completed. I'm also working on my daily reads for my 2 other books. Oh, I also want to start working on editing my children's picture book finale, which is the thing that I didn't do in 2022 that I wanted to do. Tomorrow, Thursday, I have an orientation from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. for my internship. So it's going to be busy. That's going to keep me busy for a good portion of tomorrow. I'm getting excited. Today it felt good listening to that podcast with this class because I'm in my internship. I will be forming 3, I think, lessons that have to do with social studies that I'll be teaching to the students in my class. So that's exciting because I'll get to start teaching, like actually teaching this term. And I don't know how much my teacher wants me to observe versus like actually teach things during this first term. I'll find out. We'll kind of figure that out together. At least in the beginning, I definitely want to see how her classes run and kind of observe what her goals are for her classroom. I will check in with you if I have any more thoughts about Marvelers or I have any other things to share with you. So I'll see you later. Okay, so one of the things I've been working on over the last few days is trying to organize all the books I had on the table. I had books in bags from when we purchased books for the holiday, and then I had books sitting here that just needed to be put away. My cart is still not as organized as I'd like it to be, but at least it has the current books I need to read right here. Yeah, I've been trying to organize a little bit. So one of the things I haven't done is that this is my Al Crate Junior box from December. I haven't opened it yet. So in order to get this off that table back there, I need to open it. So I figured I would open it with you because it's well past December. I don't think you'll be spoiled at this point, and we'll see what we ended up getting. And the December theme is Think Big. I'm not an affiliate with Al Crate. I don't even know at this point, can't remember off the top of my head what I pay for it every month, but I started getting Al Crate Junior because I wanted to get more books for my collection. I have received Alcrate for a while, but then it was a lot of YA and I kind of wanted a little more variety. One of the things we got is Think Putty. Oh my gosh, Putty is so popular. Putty is all the rage. This one is Crazy Erin's Mini Illusion Thinking Putty. Superfly. I don't know exactly what it does. What does it do? It says it's an excellent tool to help you stretch your thinking muscles. And one of the things we have learned a lot, and this has been stressed to us a lot, is that physical education, physical activity is so important for children. It's so important for their thinking. It's important for their academic success, actually. It makes a big difference. So, I mean, just even little things like this where they're being active thinking while they're playing, it just gets the serotonin flowing, gets their mind thinking, and it's really good for them. So I'm sure that'll be a popular one. Then these cute socks. What are they? They look like they've got balls and jump rope, a flashlight. They got a lot of random stuff on these. So those are the socks. And I've definitely kept some of these things for myself because I'm a kid too. So like the mug. This is so cute. This is Back to the Future. So look, there's Marty, this hoverboard, Out of Time. And what is that? This, the Enchantment Under the Sea, that's the dance. And here you've got Doc and the DeLorean, and I don't remember the dog's name. I guess I'll have to do another Back to the Future rewatch at some point. But that's really cute, and it's Alcrate brand. I guess it's collaboration or something like that, and it's a really, really cute cup. Then we've got this book tin. It's the Book of Big Ideas, and you could easily put, well, short pencils in there or erasers and stuff like that. And it's like a little book, but then on the inside it looks almost like a locker because it has these notes taped on and stuff. That is really cute. Then we got something in this, and it says, when she tied her hair up in a ribbon to keep it out of her eyes, it meant that the gears and levers of her inventing brain were whirring at top speed, by Lemony Snicket. So what is this? Oh, it's a bandana. Oh, that's neat. I don't know anything about Lemony Snicket, so I'm sure that a kid or somebody who knows more about Lemony Snicket would be excited about this, but it's cute. Just because something works doesn't mean that it cannot be improved. Super important lesson, especially when you're learning about teaching writing and teaching children how to write, and they're supposed to be writing every single day. And they want to race to get it done, and once they finish, they're like, I'm done, that's it. And like, we're supposed to be teaching editing and how important editing is, how important revising is. So just because something works, but that doesn't mean it cannot be improved. That's like a really good message. And I think this is just, oh, it's like a Bujo book for kids. It's so small, but it has the grade paper on there, and so if kids want to start bujoing, they could do that. That's really cute. That's adorable. And finally, the book is called Futureland, Battle for the Park by H.D. Hunter. So this is the book. Sorry for the glare. It's got a little bit of plastic on there. Let me open it. It's a nice cover. I like the colors a lot. So this is about a boy named Cam, and Cam's parents own this floating amusement park, and he loves his park and he's very proud of it because it's his family's, and he's really excited about their upcoming opening in Atlanta because it's going to be a really big event. But when they get to Atlanta, things start going wrong, kids start going missing, and it's going to ruin the business, it's going to ruin his parents, and he goes on a mission himself to try and figure out what's going on and help save the day. There's always a note from the author, and lately they've been doing these character cards, so you can collect all the character cards, and they usually have the main character that's in the book, and they're just really kind of cute that they do this. And it's like playing cards, so you can collect the playing cards if you want to of some of your favorite characters from some of your favorite books, which I think is just a clever idea. So that's it. That's what's in my Alcrate Junior box. A lot of cute things and a book that sounds like it's pretty good, so can't wait to check it out. Okay, so it's evening. I'm having a bit of a bad face day. I went and did my plasma, and that all went well. And then I got home. I looked at the mailbox, and there were 2 packages. What are you guys doing? Ow, ow, that was my finger. I'm not looking, I'm looking for the tags first. Oh, Merry belated Christmas. Thank you for the bestest buddy reads this year, and I am beyond excited to see what 2023 has in store for us. From Paige. Paige from Page of the Page is one of my absolute booktube besties. And that's what I think about it. And let's see what... Ah! Okay, good. Yes. And this actually, I know, because I've already seen it on one of the other books, this actually has Pale the Dreamer, which is the first 0.5 story in this. And Bone Season is the series that we're reading for Bookstar this year in 2023. So I'm very excited about this. I even thought about buying it recently because there was a sale going on. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna wait until we get closer to the date and I don't have to worry about it anymore because I have this. So The Pale Dreamer is the February book, and then Bone Season is our March book. If you'd like to join us for this read along, I will link my announcement video up here, our announcement videos all down below, and everything you need to know. Come join the Discord, come join us for this read along. I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Paige. You spoil me and I love it. Thank you. Okay, let's see what's in the box. Oh, Merry Christmas! Thank you for being the bestest of bookish friends. I love you, from Paige. Paige, you got me more. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Wow, you got good taste. It's Amari and the Great Game, the second Amari and the Night Brothers book, and I'm just so excited. I also wanted to pick this one up recently, and I didn't because it didn't work out with my challenge that I was doing in December. But I'm glad I didn't pick it up because Paige got it for me. Thank you so much, Paige. Oh my gosh, this is just like Christmas all over again. Oh, that's upside down. Thank you, Paige. I will link Paige's channel down below. I'm sure you're probably already following her. If you're not, well, then you need to be. Go check her out and give Paige all the love and support. Okay, so just got done with my orientation, and that was long. Just tired. It was a lot of information. It was our first day back. I'm very excited about starting my internship and really looking forward to what that's going to look like for the upcoming year, because it's going to be a full year. So I am going to go home now, I think. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. My brain is just not ready this week. I'm gonna read The Marvelous. I think I made it to like page 176 last night, so I don't know if I'm gonna get it done by the end of today, because today's the end of my challenge day. It's January 5th. So we'll see, but I'm gonna read as much as I possibly can. I may have to extend a little bit just so I can get The Marvelers done. I edited about half of that thing that I was supposed to finish in 2022, my children's picture book battle video. I've edited about half of that, so that feels pretty good. And I haven't started editing any of these vlogs yet. I mean, the ones that I'm up to. So I've got a bit to do still with that, but I'm just gonna take it easy the rest of today because that was a lot of brain work. I'm tired. It's like 8:30 or something like that on my last day of the challenge. Definitely not gonna get this done tonight. And I figure I should at least finish this book. So I'm going to keep going until this book is done, because I would hate to like just say, okay, that's it, and not give you a review in this video, because that would be kind of weird. One thing I've got to say though, and I'm so frustrated with, and it's not the author's fault, it's intended because of all of the things that this poor girl is going through, our main character is going through, and the author's pointing out all the prejudice that is present. And just someone who's currently going through the process of becoming a teacher, becoming an educator, what's important to me about children and about their education, about their experience in schools and stuff like that, it makes it so hard to read this because there are so many adults in this book. And granted, this is a time where this girl is the first girl to integrate into the school that is a conjurer. So obviously she's going to come up against people who have really bad opinions about it, or have misconceptions about her, or have just very strong opinions about what conjurers are. And it still makes me so angry, so angry to see the way this poor 11-year-old child is not receiving the support she needs. She's surrounded by adults that can't treat her with respect or kindness, and she's just a kid who wants so bad, so much to be accepted and to feel the love of the people around her. I know that it's grounded in reality, and I know there have been many people like this, but from a perspective where we're here to protect the children, make them feel loved, and to give them an experience of security, it just makes me so angry to see how many adults in this can't act like respectful human beings and treat these children correctly. I'm liking this book, and I totally understand the intention of creating adults that have these prejudice and have these behaviors.
But man, it's making it hard for me to root for this school that she's going to. Like, I don't want her to go there. I don't think that these people deserve to be her teachers. I like her experiences because they're interesting and it's whimsical and it's a magic school and it's fun to learn about. But there's this underlying rage in my mind for these people who are making this experience so horrible for her. So it's like, I can't root for this school. I can't feel excited about the school because I think it's crap. And this poor baby, she's not done anything wrong. This kid is trying so hard. And even if she wasn't trying so hard, even if she was rebelling against everything, it's not how you treat children. It's frustrating to me. It's very, very frustrating to me. Hello! So it is January 6th, and yeah, I've gone past my challenge day, but I want to complete the Marvelers so that I actually have a book I can review for this. So I'm on page 251, and I'm working on this now. I have to be honest, this book is competing with a book that is shaping up to be probably a 5 stars. So I'm currently listening to an audiobook of Kiss Her Once for Me by Alison Cochrun, and I'm loving it, and I'm having a hard time not listening to that. So most of the morning I spent listening to that while doing stuff on my computer, getting my homework schedule all set up, and I don't know for sure that it's gonna be a 5 stars, but it's shaping up to be a 5 stars. So like I'm having a hard time. Not that I'm not enjoying this, because I really am. There's a lot of stuff happening, but I'm loving that romance so much right now that I'm like, oh, okay, put it down, Amy. Let's get on to this. So I am now working on the Marvelers, 150 pages to go. So I had a pretty rotten migraine last night. Today, I'm feeling a lot better, just feeling very tender, and so I'm kind of just taking it easy. And I don't really have a lot I have to do. So I didn't go to the gym this morning, but I do still plan on doing my yoga, day 5. And that's just gonna be a little bit later, but I'm gonna do it and just, like I said, take it easy. I just don't want to make myself feel worse at any point. And it wasn't fun. We're finding out a couple of the secrets that we didn't know about one of her friends, and so that's nice because it was positive stuff. But it's just sad that there's so much hatred in this community, so much hatred and prejudice in this community for conjurers. I know I was in a bit of a tizzy when I was being angry last night in my comments, but that's probably partially because I was having such a bad migraine and it was really starting to get bad at that point. But I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated with these people who are supposed to be educators and administrators within a school, and they're acting horribly. And I know that that's happened. I get it. I totally get it, but it's not fun to read about. It's not fun to read about just because it goes against all the things I believe in. So just, Anyways, I'm feeling a lot better today though, so I won't be as angry and frustrated when I read this today. Oh, I haven't worked at all on my day 9? Yeah, my day 9 challenge today, which is to finish that video for my children's picture book battle. And I might do that a little bit later, but I was having some computer problems. So I turned my computer off to let it sit for a while and think about what it's been doing wrong. Because it was glitching a lot.
Oh, what? Is that light bothering you, mister?
Maybe it was in Reading Sprint or something at some point, and somebody had mentioned throwing their book across the room. And I was thinking, I rarely ever feel like I have the need to throw my book across the room. There's certainly things that piss me off or make me upset. Rarely do I get the absolute urge to throw my book across the room. This book wants to be thrown across the room. I'm so mad at the people at this frickin' school. And it's making it really hard to enjoy this book. It really is, because all the people in power at this school, and I know that's the intention, but it's also making my experience of reading this book really tricky. It's very, very tricky because it's very triggering to me. And so I am struggling. I'm big time struggling, but I'm getting close. I'm near the end, and I just want to I want to throw this book and the heads of the school and the dean and several other teachers across the room along with the book. I'm just so angry, and I don't know if maybe it's just too much. Maybe it's just too much for me. Okay, I did it. It's Friday, January 6th, and I finally finished The Marvelers by Dhonielle Clayton. This one actually took me a little longer than I expected it to, just because the pacing of this was a little more slow-paced. Okay, I'm going to compare this to a book that you wouldn't think that you should compare this book to, but I'm going to compare it to Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. And the reason I'm comparing it, and granted, it's not like Night Circus. There are some circus elements to this. There are circuses that happen in here,
But why I'm comparing it is because I feel like this book spends a lot of time working on setting up this world, setting up the magic system, the details of the things that this girl is experiencing and seeing, our character Ella, and the details of the institute she goes to, the details of New Orleans. I mean, New Orleans is just so beautifully described in this. And our author, Dhonielle Clayton, is working really hard to set a scene for us and to create a picture, create an amazing image. And so I think that's why it reminds me of Night Circus and the pacing of Night Circus, because Night Circus was not a fast read and you wouldn't want to read it fast. And I feel like this is another one where you don't really want to read it fast because it's kind of meant to be savored, meant to be enjoyed. There's so many different elements and components in this. It's not a simple book. And so I feel like reading wise, this might be for an older reader or a reader who is more advanced in their reading process, or if you're going to read it to your child, it makes more sense, but it is a little more advanced for middle grade. I don't know how children would react to this. The only problem with Goodreads and stuff is you're usually getting people like me's reviews and not reviews from young readers. So I think this is very interesting and I think a lot of children would enjoy it, but it's not going to be a very fast-paced read. So there may be kids who might lose interest and might not enjoy it quite as much for that. I think at the moment I'm feeling 4 stars. It might go up on a reread and I could see myself rereading this because there's a lot of details in this. I also know that there's going to be more in this series because I think we're going to follow her through the years of going through this schooling. And I would definitely be interested to continue on. And now that I have built this world in my head, I think that going forward, the pacing might not feel like it's slightly slower because I've already formed the image of this place in my head. And I really liked the characters. I especially liked Ella a lot. I liked Jason. I liked Bridget. They're fun characters. I liked all the different animals and creatures and beings that lived in this world that you got to know a little bit along the way. This book leans very heavy on a strong message. And it's a message of prejudice. It's a message of we act like we're inclusive of everybody because we have a very culturally diverse community. But there is this group of people who are different than us and we don't consider them the same, even though their origins of magic come from the same place. They're still treated badly, even though we claim we're culturally diverse here in our school, but only if you have the same kind of magic as the rest of us. And the prejudice of the people in this community is so heavy and it's so strong that it's really hard to like any of the adult characters because the administrators, most of the teachers, like almost all the teachers except 1 or 2, are horrible to Ella and treat her terribly. And it is very angering. It's very triggering. I get very protective and I get very angry when I can't fix the problem. Obviously, I can't ever fix all the problems, but it was very hard for me to read. For that instance, I had to put the book down quite a few times when it got to a height of just injustice. The fact that Dhonielle Clayton can pull that emotion out of me and make me feel so strongly about this is actually a credit to her writing because I really was very angry and I couldn't pull myself out of that emotion, which means that I had a really hard time pulling myself out of the story and what was going on. So yeah, that is fantastic. And I really appreciated the story for that. I say that now, but I was so angry. I just didn't want to finish the book a couple of times. I'm glad I did, and I can't wait to read more. I do plan on reading more. And I think that on a reread, I would enjoy this even more because I would know what's coming. And I think there was a part of me that's like, I don't want it to get worse. And so I would put the book down because I was so angry and I couldn't imagine it getting, I could imagine it getting worse, but I didn't want to imagine it getting worse. And so it was really hard for me to then pick it back up. But now that I know what goes on, I think that on a reread, I might even enjoy this book more. And if you're someone who likes middle grade that has a pretty advanced magic system for middle grade and has a really extensive setting, I highly recommend The Marvelers. Hi, it's me, Amy, from the future. Woo. And it is March, middle of March. I'm on my spring break. And I have just now finally finished day 9 of the 12 Days of Christmas Carol Advent Calendar Challenge. And so I was meant to get my children's picture book battle finished in 2022, and it didn't happen, but it's happened now. I will link that video up here, so if you would like to see the final results of that series of videos that I did, I really enjoyed it. And if you don't have children yourself and are looking for gifts for family members, or you just are curious what someone's experience trying out the process of reading a whole bunch of picture books and determining what makes a good picture book is, I would recommend checking out that whole series because it was a lot of fun for me to make, and I went through a lot of picture books. And I'm so happy to finally have that advent calendar prompt that's been looming over my head completely finished. Okay, so technically that's it. My challenge is over. I didn't succeed. I made it through day 10. This is my first year not succeeding. I'm actually okay with that because I ended up having a really amazing December. I did a lot of things. I had a pretty busy December and it was spectacular. And I got a lot of holiday experiences. So I feel good about that. And I think that adding the activities to this was a total win, and I'll do that again. As far as my reading went in December, it just didn't. I had a really hard time focusing in December. And that had a lot to do with school and coming off of school. And sometimes that happens. Like my brain just says, no, December's not gonna be it. And the funny thing is now January is here and I'm totally in a reading mood. It's like, why now? Why couldn't you showed up in December? So I have finished as much as I'm gonna do with this. I will open those last 2 doors just so we can see what was gonna happen. I also have sort of finished the 12 Treats of Bookmas. I only did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of the 12 prompts. That's actually pretty good. I did 9 of the 12. 9? Yeah, I did 9 of the 12 prompts. That's really darn good. I made hot chocolate. I had eggnog with my eggnog French toast. We did our gingerbread house, which turned out really cute. I made that beautiful Yule log cake. Sugar plums, I haven't made the sugar plums yet, although we did eat our little sugar plums, which are chocolate covered peanuts, and that was delicious. The one I didn't finish was fruitcake, which is to read a book with LGBTQIA+ rep, and that's Kiss Her Once for Me by Alison Cochrun. So that's because I'm not done with it yet, and it's in January, so I figured because this particular readathon is in December, it needs to be done in December. I didn't end up finishing that one, so I can't count that one. So it was really 8 out of 12, which is okay. That's still good. Then I did reindeer chow, and I made reindeer chow. Chestnuts was to prep your favorite holiday treat and post it on social media. I counted posting my Yule log on social media because I did, and I haven't made my chestnuts recipe yet, but my friend had told me a really good savory chestnut recipe that I want to try. So I might end up doing that soon because we still have the chestnuts, and we'll see. And then popcorn garlands. I made popcorn garlands and put them on the Christmas tree. I've been really enjoying those. So that's that for the 12 Treats of Bookmas. It was a fun readathon, even though I didn't actually participate with like the sprints and stuff like that. I still had a really good time doing that one. And let's just see what I would have got with these last 2. Let's just see. Okay, day 11 was Sing We Joyous All Together, and my fa la 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 book for that would have been The 12 Dates of Christmas by Jenny Bayliss. I'm still really interested in reading this book, so hopefully at some point next year I'll get a chance to read this one because this one sounds really, really cute. And the activity for that one was go to carol sing-along or Christmas karaoke. I actually did Christmas karaoke, so I'm gonna check that one and just say day 11 is done. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on what I actually pick, but I actually went to Christmas karaoke, so I feel pretty good about that. And the book off my shelf for that one was my nonfiction, Music, the Brain, and Ecstasy. I'm not feeling bad about not having to read this one. And for the 12th day, it was Heedless of the Wind and Weather. And for that one, the Fa La 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 book was How to Excavate a Heart by Jake Maya Arlo. I didn't even get this one from the library yet. It's still on hold, so it's probably better that it didn't happen. And then the activity was do an outdoor activity regardless of weather. I mean, I shoveled snow to get my car in and out, and I did go out in the snow when we didn't have to. We could have just stayed at home. So does that count? The activity was snow shoveling. And then the book off my shelf was Stormfront by Jim Butcher. I do want to read this one sometime soon because I think I'm going to have fun with this series. So maybe we'll see if it works its way on a TBR this year. Who knows? Just for the sake of finding out, because I would hate to not know, what I got for number 11. Oh, this one is getting a little, might have to work on that one a little bit. 11, 11, 11, what are you? Oh, I dodged a bullet. Music, the Brain, and Ecstasy by Robert Jourdain. This would have taken a while. This would have taken a while. I'm okay with this. I do want to read this at some point, but not right now. I'm okay with that. And let's see what it would have been for number 12. Okay, number 12. kind of feels weird to have not finished it this year, I'll be honest. But it's okay. What did we end up getting? Oops. Oh, okay. I ended up having to write this one by hand because I had another book choice for this one, and it ended up being like the third or fourth in a series. So this is How to Excavate a Heart by Jake, Maya Arlo, and as I said, this one still is on hold at the library, so I don't feel bad about it. It didn't come up, and that's okay. I had a good time with this, and I had a really good time sharing this holiday season with you, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next year. Hopefully it'll be a year where I'm a little better at reading. You know, you never know until December comes around. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you can see what happens on the rest of my channel for the rest of the year. I've got wonderful ideas and things I would like to do. I'm very excited about the new year. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.